Right, I thought I'd make a video of Steve's saw to show you how easy these are to work on. Now, get your parts or put your parts in one spot. Air fills, they call these ones a tea bag air fill because they sort of look like a tea bag material. Pop this open. I'm trying a different angle. I've got my phone on a chainsaw bar. So the air filter lets a lot of dirt and crap in. So it's not what you call a good butt. I've got an air filter ordered from China. Apologise, my talking voice is not that good today. So there's two types of air filters of these. Now these ones are square. These are for the Chinese saws with a top cover that clips on. They only fit them ones. Now they will rub on your spark plug just a bit, but you gotta make sure that's on. This will fit, but it won't fit on this particular saw with the cover. So you can bodge it on, but I'm waiting for the other one. The other one's got a curved edge here. It's not straight. And what it does is put this bolt offset to this, not on the middle of this saw like this one. It's offset just to one side. See the hole's offset to that hole there. So that's what I'm waiting for. Now I've ordered choice from another person, and I've got 4 of these. They don't fit these, they fit the other saws, but not these ones. But hopefully, I ordered another one last night from a different person. Hopefully, I'll get the part. I'll do that later. Coming up soon. Pop-up piston. Oh yeah. Right. Tools you need to work on a Chinese chainsaw. Pretty simple, guys. Pretty simple. Get your scrunch. So you need this if you want to take certain parts off. But if you've got no choice, you can use one of these. Sometimes to take a handles off. Usually it's Phillips head screwdriver. Okay, you'll need Phillips head, pliers maybe. Usually not. If you're doing fuel filter or oil filter, yes, you'll need pliers. 8mm socket. It doesn't have to be long reach, but that's basically all you need. Now you watch how quick this thing falls apart. Take the top cover off. Maybe if I put the tool in properly. Haha. Right. This makes life so much easier. Now these two screws or bolts here, these are usually small ones, but not all of them. That doesn't want to come out. So there's not much you can mix up on these saws, because when they put them together, they're all uniform. They want to do it quick, I think. Now you always twist these. Don't just yank them off, because it causes problems. So you don't have to pull the spark plug out. With this one you do, because this one's got cardboard right up here. Normally not right up here. So undo that. Now it's got a torch, spark plug. I'm not going to even keep that. I'll replace that with something else. It does work, but I'll get another NGK for that. So might see what that one is. Annoying when they won't come out, guys. There we go. So the same length. Now we'll pull the side cover off. It's always nice to have room. Side cover will be quick. Side cover bolts the same as ones on top. Screws, Allen screws. Then you'll have a brand name called Chainsaw. That's the brand name. We'll soon find out what the actual brand name is. Every one of these saws has a maker. I'll show you where it is. Now, can't certain this one. I will find it though. Pull the muffler off. mufflers, two 8mm bolts at the front of the muffler. The reason I'm pulling this off, I'm going to pull the cylinder off and find out how good it is or how bad it is or basically what's going on. I'm hoping it's a 62cc. If it is, I've got plans, guys. I'm going to show you how to make these things sing. Hope I can do it. I've done it once before, but I have slightly different plans. So you guys can follow what I'm doing and do the same thing. 8mm nuts. Coming off. So little 8mm nut. You've got a washer that goes behind those bolts on the muffler. So there's the two bolts there. That in there. It's too short. These bolts here are short usually. Look, these are the ones that there's 4 short bolts on the saw. So these two here. So remember the 2 bolts on the bottom of the muffler. They're the only ones you really got to worry about, and the intake. So we'll pull that muffler off the gasket. Normally these gaskets get stuck on the cylinder, so I'm really lucky. I don't have a spare one of them, so I'm happy with that. The saw, yeah, it's a good one. This one's got 3 large holes in the exhaust in here. Don't touch them. If they don't have these 3 holes, you will have to drill a bigger hole, but this one's fine. I'm happy with that. I wouldn't touch that one. Take these 2 bolts out like that. They come out. That's it. They slide behind the cylinder. So that part's gone. Come back around here. Don't need the socket now. Move the spark plug lead out. It needs a new stop button, which is fine. I can fix that. I've got spares. Undo that. Oh, this one's got short. I've never pulled one of these off before. This has got a short bolt, so it's 5 short bolts this thing. Now the intake comes out like that. So it's simple. That's off. Intake. The air filter hole. So that plastic, that paper air filter will get rid of this. So it'll be a lot cleaner than what's in here now. Steve did a good job cleaning it up for me. Now your air filter, your clutch, your choke, goes in like that, locks down. So there's a rubber grommet that holds the choke lever in place. It goes in that groove there. Normally they're U-shaped, this one's a square. There's a rubber grommet here so it doesn't shake around. That's just sits there. So the choke will actually hold it down, so that grab that, pull it out, because it will fall out. Now, the carby, gently, might have to put a screwdriver on that. Gently. Gently pull your fuel lines off, or pulsar line I should say. This one's fuel line. There you go. Now you got to get the carby and rotate it a little bit like up. So just rotate and pull it up gently. Wheel it around. There's the accelerator lever. So it goes in that hole there. So you see it move. So that's how that comes out. Simple. Intake's got a brass ring that holds the intake open. You need to put that in. If you don't, the intake will collapse. Right, that goes in part to part. Now there's a plastic surrounding grommet here that holds the intake in place. Now it's dirty as all hell, but I need to get the intake and push it in. Retainer. Use your fingers, something that won't cut it. You don't want to wreck it. Because you wreck that, you might as well have to get a new intake. Well, you have to really. Because that's what seals things. Almost got it. Oh, it's locked up, this one. Right, now it's over. No, not quite. Just leave it off that cardboard. There we go. Right, now it's moving. Collapse the intake into the hole with your fingers. Okay, so now it's off. So that holds the intake where it's got to go. There's 2 bolt holes just here. So once you've got it back on, you can just line the holes up. So that's off. Cardboard next. You don't really have to put the cardboard back on, so way of stopping heat going back into the carby. I've used it without. So that's the cardboard. Now, I'll take the intake mounting divider bracket off. There's another one down here. Now I've worked on all these new, so it's a lot easier with new because you don't have dirt inside the Allen holes. But you can clean them out, it's pretty easy to do that. Now, should be able to wiggle this. It'll come undone. Right, there we go. Work the intake back for that hole. Almost got it. It's probably the hardest part, guys. Like, the pulse line comes through the hole, it comes out. So, I've had problems with these in the past. Sometimes the brass piece here is stripped from the plastic, and I've had to cut straight for the intake manifold, guys. Oh, a pain in the ass, because you can't get to anything. You can't get the bolts, and couldn't get the carby off. That's what it was. So I cut through with a hand tack saw, and I got that off. Now these are the other 2 short bolts, like the muffler. See the little short ones again? So muffler and these are the same. Now intake should come off. Sometimes they glue these intakes on, sometimes they don't. Here we go. No, or did they? No, I don't think they did glue it on. They got a gasket there. That's good. I always glue them on. Reason being, I port things so you can see there's a bigger lip. Straight away, if you port this and glue it on, have a better flow of air. There's a trip just there, tripping it up. Yeah, that's turning over right. What's that side look like? Now if you can see that. No, piston's got 1 mark. But it's alright. Now these saws, they got a problem if you port them too hard. They free port when you take the gasket out the bottom. The piston goes too far up and you actually see into the sump. This one's got a gasket, so they're very on the edge. But now, where you can find what these are, there should be a number. I'll go to the next step and pull further down. Right, rubber mount. Right, 1 little tap on the front, usually where the muffler is, but if you hit the saw when all the fins are here evenly, it should come off easily. Just a little tap. You don't have to hit it hard. Alright. There's the one. I'm lucky these ones. The bolt will go through the cylinder, so it makes it easier to work on. Now, normally right there is where they write 62 or 58, 52, 40, 34, I know, 43 for the 45. That's to do with the stroke or something. I don't know why they do that. But this is the old style. So you can actually see where the airflow goes through, which is pretty good actually. But I've got plans. You see how the chamber where the spark plug goes, it's a real big dome, trying to develop power for a hemispherical type head. So I got two choices. I can either take this piston. Oh shit, it's a different piston again. Oh, so now I can see what it is. This is not a 62, it's a 58 cc's. Now you can tell for one, it's a dome piston. It's a dome piston, and it's got windowed piston. So that would have to be about 45.2 mils. So it's not 62 at all. So these are the things that they do. Not saying all people lie, but when it gets to buying these things, quite often they lie. So that's alright, it still goes into my plans. So what I'm going to do, I can turn to a 62 if I want to. For these things to be to be 58 cc's, they need to be a 36 mil stroke. They're not. This is a 34 mil stroke. If you do the mass, it works out to be 54 point something cc's. So the 62 and this share, it's the same crank. And I know this because I pulled my Frankenstein saw casing apart and measured them and checked. I put one of these cylinders on that, and that fits. It's the same thing. So what I'll do, I've got a brand new 4-chambered cylinder for a 52cc saw. I'll put this onto here. I'll liquid metal the transfer chambers and angle them so this part here. I'll angle this tool here, so as the flow comes down, I can actually get these angles right, so the air comes flying down here and goes off nice. These ones actually do have a slight angle, but the 4 chambers come down 90 degrees and go in the cylinder. I think they do that so you can't over rev them and work them hard, but really guys, like for $150 or even cheaper, I usually do a big gasket delete piston, gasket delete cylinder, but to make this work, I've got to do 2 gaskets to make this 52 fit on this 62cc crank or 58 crank, and they work, but you get super high compression. So I'll port, make it quite aggressive, and I'll show you. It's not that hard, but it makes it work really good. So as you see, all the parts, I pull apart in less than 5 minutes, pretty easy. And then once it's like this, pull off everything else. It's just as quick. I might pull it completely down. That way I can clean it all up. And you guys can see how to go from here. I'll do a part 2, so if people want to find out how to put the fuel tank on, they can. Alright, I'll get back to you guys.